Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dramatearot, a podcast where we talk about the people in the drama, but not necessarily the drama itself. From pop culture, influencers, celebrities, world content creators, brands, and so much more. Each week, we choose one person or topic and create multiple readings on the person chosen. General, career, love, healing of self, and sometimes we include a bonus episode. Since this month is the start of my podcast, I want to include a bonus episode each week. This week's topic, remember, this is my opinion and it is not a fact. I chose to start with a multifaceted person who is a part of the beauty community, commentary, lifestyle, collectibles, as well as luxury. And that person is Monsieur Rich Lux, the not so sad clown of YouTube, podcast, TikTok style, and other platforms. Rich Lux is a polarizing person. Whether you agree or disagree, everyone has opinions. In my opinion, Rich Lux is a symbol of duality, or as I like to say, multiality. As a viewer, you may see many sides of Rich: the good, the bad, kind, mean, satire, real comedy, himself, a caricature. In my opinion, sometimes he may appear a little bit narcissistic or out of touch with reality and hyper fixated on persons of interest. Other times you can see a real honest conversation. Before I can continue, I am not diagnosing Rich Lux. Every human has narcissistic traits, and in my opinion, Rich is just more emphasized because he's in the public light. However, they could also be satirical, as we the viewers don't personally know Rich, and he could be playing into this narrative. Either way, he only knows that, but no one can deny he doesn't ever stop working, which can be both good and bad. Now, with the whole selfish act, in my opinion, I do want to state Rich is a Leo, and many Leos love the spotlight, vanity, beauty, luxury, of course, which can be once again positive and negative. This also depends on if they have healthy relationships to ground them. In my opinion, Leos, however, are fiercely loyal to people they genuinely care about and definitely will not take sides unless they have been wronged too. In my opinion, also Leos roar the loudest about issues. However, I've always seen them as a behind the roar there's a kitten that just needs hugs, care, and respect. Rich, I personally wonder his birth chart. I sense a strong water placement, moon or rising or Venus. I also sense strong air energy. Gemini due to his excellent brutality capabilities, or Libra due to his inability to always make a decision, which is not so negative. These specific energies are beneficial, especially someone in the public eye. Air could be easily Moon, Mercury, Mars, maybe rising or Venus, but I could see the others more due to his bluntness. He could also carry an earth sign in his Mercury because he's a fixed sign. I don't really see Capricorn, maybe Taurus. Virgo, I could see more just so because he's blunt and stable in his words, well spoken, but he also has a gentle swap to it, if you get what I'm saying. I also could guess Capricorn in either Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, but that also has a lot of 90s age placements. I sense a possible Sagittarius in Jupiter or part of fortune, if not a fire sign. I say Jupiter with Sagittarius due to his lack appears to be good. Rich has either Scorpio or Sagittarius North Node with a Taurus or Gemini South Node. That I know, I just don't know which one. I sense a lot of air, water, and energy in his chart, with Earth in more home and family house placements. This is all observation and the energy he gives. None is fact, and only Rich knows his birth chart. I have not looked his up, and either way, with out a time and place, it wouldn't really be accurate. Now, beyond the intro, it's time for the reading, which I must state this reading is for entertainment purposes only, not meant to be taken seriously. Rich Lux and any person has free will and change their lives. This reading is based on current present energy. However, energy can change, time is fluid. What is now may be then, and what is then may be the future. I am not responsible for any financial, legal, medical, or any decision Rich Lux or any persons make due to this reading, as it is for entertainment only. Everything mentioned is not precise, and once again, this reading is meant for entertainment only. Please don't sue me or as everything is an opinion. Starting with the general reading. So with the general reading, I wanted to start with some tarot. So I have some tarot cards here, and then I will add on to that. Okay, so what do we have for Monsieur Rich Lux? What is the general messages for Rich Lux, please? What are the general messages for the Rich Lux? What is the general messages for the Rich Lux, please? All right, so Rich Lux, your general messages is the Seven of Wands, the Sun card, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you, Rich, is I'm seeing a need to work on something. The Sun, you have a vision. The Knight of Wands is telling me it's something very passionate for you and brings you lots of joy, okay? So I want to go into next the Unknown Crisis cards. The Unknown Crisis cards. Okay, so Unknown Crisis cards. Oh, they're a little bit mixed up. That's okay. What do we have for Rich Lux here as a general reading? What do we have for Rich Lux here as a general reading? What do we have for Rich Lux here as a general reading, please? What do we have? Okay. Oh, this is interesting. They're in reverse. Okay. So you have the Fountain of Life, drawing strength and renewal from within. That is in reverse. So I'm seeing a lack of right now. Then you have the Heart of Valor, facing challenges and achieving greatness. So this is telling me that you're not really facing challenges, and if any challenges you are facing, they are challenges within. And the mysterious code, solve mystery code, and discover hidden truths. Okay, so what this is telling me is you have something that you need to work on in self, and it's something that you're not too sure on what you're doing exactly. Now I'm sensing a need to take some kind of break or a moment of pause. um I see you always going, and it shows here in the cards that you're always going, and it's, you have ideas and they are good, but something also is holding you back. So that's very important for you to understand. So what is another general messages for Rich Lux, please? Okay, it's worth the time. The next couple of weeks in reverse, and next month looks promising. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is something obviously for you is worth the time. Next couple of weeks is in reverse, so that is telling me it's a sooner, something we need to work on sooner than later. And then next month looks promising, so that tells me that next month you may have something very exciting to share, or just something changes for you drastically next month. Okay, so what do we have for Rich Lux here as a general reading, please? What do we have for Rich Lux here as a general reading? What do we have for Rich Lux here as a general reading? All right, so we have, all right, we have the mind games, manipulating, gaslighting, and tactics. Okay, we have pick F up, self-limiting, inadequate, feeling failure, and then we have throwing shade, criticizing, disrespect, and judgment. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you is you're not so much, this isn't, I sense it as somebody has tried this with you and you no longer are dealing with it. However, there is something that you have done that is causing a self-limiting belief. I don't know if this connected, but something is self-limiting you. I'm seeing a little bit of salty energy kind of showing up. Not so much bitter, but salty. Throwing shade. So I see a little bit of disrespect. I see you as giving disrespect and receiving disrespect. Um, so hold on. I do want to go a little bit more into this. So we have this Seven of Wands. So I see something that you're working on. With this, I'm seeing a lack of strength of something that you're working on or you were working on. Okay. However, I see it as inner, something inner that you're working on that's worth the time, and I see you as not accepting gaslighting and manipulation. And I also see you as starting to realize that you're kind of gaslighting and manipulating yourself. And I know that sounds weird, but it is very, very possible for people to gaslight and manipulate ourselves. You might be believing that you're not good on something, um, or you're overconfident on something. However, you'll have the sun here. So this is telling me that there is something very good with an idea, and the heart of valor in reverse. So you're not really facing challenges on that idea. You've created the plan on what you want to do with this idea. Okay. Next couple of weeks is in reverse. So I don't see this as next couple of weeks. I see this as a sooner rather than later, or further down the road. Okay. Because it's not quite precise. I can't exactly say, but I do see it as either sooner or later or way down the road. And then you have F up. So there is something that is holding you back with this. So if you have a great idea, all right, and you're not really facing challenges, but there might be an inner self doubt with it, okay? I keep seeing a brand. I don't know who is the brand, but I do see some kind of brand energy with you. Now, I don't know if you're working with someone, uh, not like sponsorships. I see this as more like a beauty brand or in talks of some kind of brand. I don't want to ruin it, obviously, for you if that's what you're doing. Um, so I do see some, if it's something to do with brands, there's some kind of F up in the situation. So you had a great idea, there was no challenges to getting that idea. However, you may have also been put a couple of weeks back, or if this hasn't happened yet, I do see something pushing it back to it having to be released later. Okay. Um, that's what they're showing me. They're showing me the universe energy, and that is showing me some kind of brand. I don't know what the brand is, and I'm not going. Even if I knew the brand, I would not disclose that because that's something for Rich to experience and talk about on his own. Um, so Knight of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands. Um, like I said, this is like mysterious quotes. So I see this as a like fast moving energy, but also a passionate energy. Okay, and that is telling me that there is no like real code with it. There's no hidden secret kind of thing with it. It's something very quick moving. So I also see this as somebody in your circle may know something that you're doing. So it's no secret, but it may be secret to the public. Okay. Next month looks promising. So I do see with this that there is something next month you may also be working on, or you may be thinking about releasing. I also see that you need to take a break. Whether it is whatever it is, I see 3 days. You need at least 3 days for a break, um, just to relax and reserve, because something negatively is affecting you, and you need to look within. Sorry, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, throwing shade, right? So I see this month seems very, very throwing shade. So I see it as kind of a shady month. I see it as um, either somebody is kind of throwing shade at you, or you're throwing shade at someone, and I'm being told to be careful with that. I'm not too sure why, but I'm being sent a warning. And even before I done this reading, I did a like a run with the cards just to make sure I had the cards correctly for the questions and that I wanted to ask, and kind of like know for other readings that I'm doing. So I'm seeing it as kind of a warning. Okay, so just